Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect. And on what third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth to you. I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying, is going to be sent around. This article by the BBC, and it's entitled France to Boost Nuclear Arsenal and Extend Deterrence to European Allies. Okay, so in other words, there is a new nuclear arms race taking place, right? Whether it is being reported as such or not. But that's exactly what's going on. And France is one of the first countries to pretty much just come out and say it. Okay. And all of these nations are going to follow suit, including Russia and America, right? The UK, all these nuclear powered or nuclear abled countries are going to begin to start putting into production more nuclear missiles, and countries who are not able, right, currently will become able, and they all will fire ICBMs on the United States of America. Okay, this is going into that fulfillment of the prophecy of the missiles that'll be hitting Babylon, right? Which is in Revelations. This was Revelations 9 and 16. I started at 15. Revelations 9 and 15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And that third part of men is talking about Esau, Edom, the wicked, that the Bible speaks of. Okay, so the Lord has a day and an hour, right? A month, a year, that this place, America, is going to receive a judgment in which no nation has ever seen before, okay? A day in which the earth has not ever experienced, because the scriptures say it shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and a lake, a physical lake of fire will come to existence here on earth, and it will be the United States of America, okay, via thermonuclear missiles, all right? And the number of the army of the two horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them, okay? And 200,000, you do the math, that's 200 million missiles. And then we read, right, continue in this, it pretty much describes the nuclear missile, okay? And the Lord says it's going to be 200 million warheads, okay? And what else does he say? He says, none shall break the rank. So they're all going to hit exactly where and how they're intended to, okay? This is This is Joel 2 and 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their rank, right? Nothing's gonna take them off course. Okay. Nothing's going to prevent this from happening. Okay, no missile defense system. Okay. They're all going to, when they're shot, you won't be able to return them. Okay, and once they're loaded with that, signal to deliver that nuclear payload is over, right? When you read in the NIV, it says, they charge like warriors. They scale walls like soldiers. Man, because, you look at modern warfare. Nowadays, it just largely consists of missiles, right? Consists of hypersonic and ballistic missiles. You don't need men to fight no more, really. Okay, it's become obsolete. You don't even need tanks. Okay, you just need the ability to fire a missile. Okay, and this is what is going to be the climax of what will become, or what we will come to know as World War III when it's all said and done, which we are in the midst of. It's just has not escalated to that point yet. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one on his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Right? There will be no defenses for this place. They're all going to hit, and they're all going to obliterate whatever target that's in the way. Okay? And nothing's going to stop them. They shall run to and fro into the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter in at the window like a thief, right? Because it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, okay? And people ain't going to see it coming until it happens, all right? It's not going to be at the focal point of their attention, right? They're going to be thinking about other things. A lot of them just, got that mark, that RFID chip, all right? Because if you're an American, you take it, you will be cast into that lake of fire, okay? The earth shall quake before them, and the heavens shall tremble. The sun and moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw her shining, right? Because it's going to be absolutely devastating, right? It's going to blot out the sun, the results of it, okay? And this is what these nations have now been put to start reproducing, okay? Because production on these stopped for a minute, right? With fears of, complete annihilation. But nowadays, nobody has that fear no more, okay? Because the Lord has put it in their mind to do so. This is Ezekiel 38:10. Thus saith Yahweh Shema Shai, it shall come to pass. At that same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And all these nations are going to do that. And it's going to be headed by America continuing to be more and more of a demon, okay? Showing no honor and no loyalty to none other but yours truly, right? The small hats, all right? And it's going to cause the world to fall into recession, or even worse, depression, okay? And when these countries all move off the dollar and they move on to that central bank digital currency, America is going to get left behind, and there will be no more need for it. Okay, so it's going to cause all this trouble, all this drama, and it's not even needed no more. So America is going to be turned into an altar of sacrifice. And these elite know that, right? And now they begin to, the Lord has put it on their mind to begin to prepare, all right? Nobody's gonna feel bad because look at the way America's behaving, right? It's prime and ready. This is Revelations 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right? And one of those 10 horns, coincidentally, or maybe not, is France. Okay? And we know that they move as a body. They are different, independent states, but they move together because they represent one. Okay, Esau, Edom. So if one's doing it and came out and said they're all doing it, okay, they're just not saying nothing. Okay. So with that, I want to give all praise and the glory to Yahweh Bashim Shah, Bashim Rakakudash Wa Abba Babal, and DTA DTN.